Hi everybody, welcome back. Mark Custodio, and you came to the right place if you're looking to learn about effective leadership skills. What are we going to talk about today? Well, effective communication. As a leader, it's crucial that you're able to get your message across clearly, concisely, and with a purpose so folks listen. Today, you're going to get 5 simple tips on how to be an effective communicator. Let's dive right in. So let's talk about tip number 1. Let's be honest with each other. Have you ever been a part of a conversation? Have you ever been listening to somebody? Perhaps they were your boss, and they're droning on and on and on, and you say to yourself, where are we going with this? What's the purpose of this communication? Why am I receiving this information now? I mean, these are natural questions that folks have. We're all busy. You need to give the person that you're trying to communicate to a purpose, a destination, a simple reason for them to perk up and listen to what you have to say. So the tip is give them the why and the where. Why is this of value to them? Why is it important right now? Why is this going to help them in their day-to-day lives? And then where? You know, when you think about driving to a destination, it's not just enough to have the turn-by-turn directions. You need to actually know where you're going to end up at the end, and if it's worth you even driving in the first place. It is no different when you're effectively communicating. You need to tell them why we're communicating and how to get there. This is why step number 1 is why and where. All right, leaders, we're on to step number 2, and that's all around energy and tone. You know, when you're communicating, your energy and your tone needs to match the topic in which you're talking about. I mean, imagine if I was giving you bad news and I said, hey, guess what? You're fired. No, of course not. That's not the right tone to give in a subject like that. What you want to be able to do is give context through your actions. Another reason why energy and tone is so crucial is often in a presentation, you get a monotone dialogue, one in which we don't break it up, we don't change pacing, we don't change our energy level to match the points we're trying to make, we don't change our tone to get folks interested. These are simple things that you can do that not only make it seem more natural, because it is, you're naturally conveying how you feel in the given moment, but it also makes those who are listening perk up and say, wait a minute, there's something important here. I need to pay attention. I need to write this down. I need to remember what this person is telling me. All right, number 3 is an important one, but I don't know if you're ready for it. It's all about the power of the pause. You know, when you're making a point, it's okay to take some time to pause for dramatic effect. Not only that, but the pause gives you the ability to collect your thoughts and determine what you're going to say next. And in fact, the pause will help you with tip number 4 when we get there. So stay tuned for tip number 4. Filler words. Tip number 4 is all around filler words. You know, it's okay to allow silence to fill the space. We all need to think. We all need to think about what we're going to say next. Do not make the mistake of filling that with an Those are things that detract from the message that you're trying to make. Now, admittedly, this takes practice. And in fact, I'll tell you a little story. When I was younger, just a wee lad, my uncle and I were driving, and I used to use the term like. I don't know if you were like me, but back in the day, like was a very common filler word for us young kids. Like this and like that. And he just paused and said, I can't listen to what you're saying right now. You're saying like too many times. And I took that to heart. I trusted my uncle. I valued his opinion, and I wanted his gratification and approval. I wanted him to listen to the stories that I was trying to tell. And so I purposefully got rid of like from my vocabulary as a filler word. And this is something that my entire life has helped me remove those thought bubbles that we use to fill the space. So practice it. One way that you can do that, record yourself speaking. Use a check mark and just tick off exactly how many filler words you have. Then be purposeful, record it again, and see if you're able to reduce the number of filler words. Continue to practice, and you'll find you'll fill the space with pauses, energy, and impact. Let's go on to our next tip. On to our fifth and final tip around effective communication is checking for understanding. Too often we want to relay our message. We're so passionate, we want to tell, but we don't give an opportunity for folks to give us feedback in reverse. Is our message landing? Do they understand what we're saying? Was I clear? You've heard of that game of telephone where I tell one person, someone tells a second something different, a third something slightly different, a fourth something even further different, and so forth and so on. If you check for understanding, you can eliminate that to ensure that your message is crisp and clear. In fact, I'm going to do so right now. Put in the comments if what I'm saying is resonating with you. Let me know which tip is most valuable and how you can implement them today. You know, I'll tell you, the topic of communication is one that could have 150 videos on its own. Today, we talked about general tips in terms of communicating effectively. We didn't talk about the different types of communication, whether you're talking one-on-one, presenting to a group of hundreds, or maybe just a webinar that you're doing to engage your teams. But at the end of the day, whether it's email, text, or verbal, your ability to communicate is the difference maker in your ability to effectively lead. Thank you so much, and I look forward to our next video coming soon.